You have a drink. It's a non-alcoholic variety.
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if you get parched, though?
I don't believe I'll be on here long enough to get parched.
David has his supply of Coke Zero or whatever we have out there in the lobby.
I'm fine with my big tumbler of ice water.
Oh,
I'm good.
There you go.
Joel doesn't have drinking for the end.
That is true.
That is a good point. That is an excellent point.
Who's that?
Joel,
his brother.
That's my younger brother, who was our guest today's high school baseball coach and neighbor for many years.
Okay.
So.
And you were what to our guest today?
Interested bystander. Plus, he did come to attend school at Quincy University, and my brother basically told me, not much of a baseball player, but could really help you when I was the sports editor at the Herald Whig.
And so then,
so that's how I got to know.
And then he did help you.
Came and helped for better part of 2-3 years before he got hornswoggled by his communications professor to do more basketball games for the Quincy University on radio or on streaming.
So
would that have been Nora Baldner?
That would have been Nora Baldner.
So it comes full circle, though, right?
Yes.
He's almost a Nepo baby, but not quite.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. Not that that's a bad thing. It seems to be a prevalent thing around, So.
Am I a Nepo baby?
No. I think Randy Phillips being your father doesn't count. So. Really not. I'm just kidding. I've always given her kidded about that because when I first met her mom and Randy, they were my directors at KHQA. They were like the board directors, the board ops. And when I would anchor and have to do sportscasts and weathercasts, I would have to work with them and stuff. And that's where I also first met her when she was running around there. And then her mother became pregnant with Kylene while I was still there. Mm-hmm. And we would from time to time joke if Randy was actually the father. So. This was in the early 90s when you could joke about that kind of stuff at work. Now you can't. So,
but you just did.
Well, I guess I kind of did.
But both my folks came from media, so does that make me?
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
Is she kind of like she's a legacy we got to take her type person?
Is that what happened?
Legacy, yes. She's a legacy. Yeah. Well,
thanks, Mom and Dad.
Well, good thing you're not Mary Griffith's kid because you wouldn't have gotten a foot in the door. So, hey!
I'm her godchild.
Oh, wow. We do have we have a blacklist. You're not on it
yet.
Yeah. Keyword yet.
I only have one.
You have one. The CEO has one. I have a couple. I have more. Mine are more for guests, more for the employees. But there's a couple employees that I just can't. No, the CEO's got like 4.
I have none. I like when the seat's on fire.
Every time I'll mention somebody, Ellen will go, no, you can't hire them. I'm like, well, we might have to. Grouse. So
grumble. Get me my sunscreen, Bob. I'm headed to Sheridan.
Yes, the school year's almost over. It's almost Sheridan time. She should be in a much better mood here coming up in about 2 weeks.
Do you blame her, though?
Well, she has to do summer school, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but summer school is 7:30 to 11:30, just the month of June. She's still at Sheridan by 1 o'clock.
She's
got
so
the margaritas.
She's worn out from that 7:30 to 11:30 and needs to decompress at the pool.
And that's always our vacation money too.
I would be worn out from 7:30 to that too in that job. Like anybody, I don't know, like St. Ellen, okay?
I know.
But all teachers
Wait
in general.
second.
No,
Wait a second.
My husband is getting ready to go on his summer vacation, which is, I feel like, in the back of my head, I'm like, well, I still have to keep working. That's not fun, but well deserved. He has to put up with a lot more than what I have to.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
Oh, I'm positive.
All right.
Like it is, that is a saintly job, teachers in general. So
just let them keep telling you that.
What do you mean? You think they should teach the whole time?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
What do you think our system would look like? Like how burnt out?
Okay, this was our current system was based on the agrarian calendar, where kids went and worked on the farms in the summers. That's not exactly the case anymore. I think they should go like year round with intermittent 2-week breaks, and that's how. And then you could do it that way.
Or maybe in the summer do some kind of trade.
And we have air conditioning now as well.
And we actually have air conditioning.
Yeah, the agrarian calendar, no air conditioning. Those were big factors for. We can't go to school in the summer now. They could go to school.
I
in the
think
summer.
people need mental breaks.
But the
all of us need mental breaks.
Yeah, that's
So why should teachers get 3 months and we get the standard 4 weeks or whatever, or 2 weeks or whatever?
I don't know, because their job is, like I said, saintly.
Like I said, you just keep letting them tell you that.
No, I think that when you look at the whole system in general and talking about, some have gone to 4-day weeks, and now that's sort of like getting repealed now. We're not seeing that anymore. And I just think the teachers' unions are far too powerful to ever go to a year-round school.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, the 4-day week doesn't work well when everybody else is working on a 5-day week.
Yeah, exactly.
It just doesn't mesh.
Yeah, the little kids and I got to get daycare for an extra day now, and daycare has just become ridiculously expensive.
I literally just made a post. Somebody had a Facebook post. They go, "Our daycare has an opening," and I was like, "Oh, the rare Facebook post." And I'm like, this is in my best Steve Irwin voice,
No, it's bad. And I know I think there's a couple of new child care centers opening up, but that's one of the things I know that it was actually discussed at the county board meeting this week. They were talking about ARPA funds and what they're, the ones they have left and what they're earmarked for, but some of the money they still have, they have a little bit left. And there's like, look, child care might be something we need to look at assistance with, because it's a problem. And
it's assistance to the people providing the child care, the assistance
trying to
people that
incentivize people to do it and also help people. I think a little bit of both. I'm not sure how that's going to work out yet. I also know that the governor's office is also trying to work on that kind of stuff too. So,
and how would you know that?
I had that conversation this weekend. So it's one of the things we were able to talk about.
With our little governor?
Yeah.
With our little governor? Yeah. Oh, he is so mad at you now.
No, he had a good time this weekend. He ran into people down at the Mayfest thing, and he got Frankie yesterday said that I think I monopolized too much of his time because I was pretty drunk. And I said, well, Frankie, that's okay. He said he enjoyed the conversation. You're fine. So yeah, they made breakfast for Ellen on Mother's Day. It was a good weekend. So, and we'll see. Michelle will be back, and Michelle has to replenish my spotted cow supply because somebody's drinking it now.
Well, it's not me, and you won't know what I'm drinking because I'm going to hide mine now in a Hydro Flask until the product that I drink sponsors me.
There you go. That's good. Product placement.
Now that is a very good way of being able to get in.
Now, I did buy my product from Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits, a sponsor, but
Yes.
until they sponsor
that's still
me,
great.
until they sponsor me or the product, somebody brought that to my attention. They go, "Hey, how much does what I drink pay you to drink that on camera?" I'm like, good observation. So my favorite place that you may have seen me drink this before, I'm looking for my full-on sponsor.
Yes, we have County Market Liquor Booth, and Hy-Vee. They all sponsor us. So I take turns when I go get product for work.
Product
for work. I rotate, and
this is a work.
This is.
I mean, this is all part. This is kind of like pen, paper, camera, notebooks,
Your jug of water.
That costs us all of $1.
$1.75.
Customary pickle shots.
Pickle shots. All of those things, all part. It's just on the checklist of things that need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
For the news that you are bringing to these people.
Workplace supplies. That's the line. That's the budget line item.
Workplace supplies.
Staples. Got to go to Staples too. So.
Well, they don't have pickle shots at Staples. That's for sure.
No, they don't.
The guest heard me giving, it was Bob's turn, and he goes, "What's on the list?" And I was yelling some things off, and I was like, "And we need Tito's. We absolutely need Tito's." And the guest laughs. He goes, "This is new." Mm-hmm. I was like, "Yes, this is new.
It's all
new to you.
It's a whole new world here, folks.
New to you, but home now."
We could be stuffy and dry and do all that and just sit here and sip on
That's
iced
his way of
tea
saying that I'm stuffy.
Not
and
you.
dry.
No.
As the one not holding the
No,
drink.
not saying that at all.
Hey, we need
Balance.
all the pieces of the puzzle.
I
Yes,
see.
balance.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a team.
You're the water.
I'm the big jug of water.
You're the big jug of water, and
You
she's
are-
the
That
Tito's.
cost $1.75. She's the bottle of Tito's that
cost
costs
$30.
There you go.
I am not the Tito's. The Tito's is not here today.
That's true. Yeah. Yes, Miss Tito's is
I am
her day
the
job.
non-naming
The
placement.
non-naming.
Yes,
Okay.
she's
All
the
right.
other stuff, and then I'm again.
It's
since-
high noon, guys. High noon. If you want to sponsor me,
I think we
contact
knew
us
that.
at muddyrivernews.com.
I think
high
we knew
noon.
that. I'll make sure when we when we share this, we hashtag high noon, so that'll help.
Oh,
and maybe you can get a hold of
yeah.
Dave Portnoy
Yes.
and Barstool Supply because they're big high. That's their stuff.
Ashley and I have a great picture with, I think it's
Uh-huh.
him. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Or his cutout.
His
one of the
cutout,
two.
not
By the
him.
way, I think we need to go back and find out how many different T-shirts Bob has busted out, because this is brand new.
This is brand new. Yeah. This is
And-
Bob's Country Bunker.
Do you know where that's from? I should have,
Bob's
and I
T-shirt
failed.
closet?
Besides Bob's T-shirt,
no, what
No, I don't know
Bob's
the reference.
Country Bunkers the
No.
context from.
Porky's.
That's close.
very, very
That's
good.
a good guess.
That's a really good guess.
But no, Blues Brothers.
Okay.
When the Blues Brothers go perform and sing Rawhide at the country bar,
And everybody's throwing all the beer bottles at the
yes,
metal fence.
Yes, because they're singing. They're not singing country songs.
They're
singing
not,
blues songs.
they're not singing Lone Star.
No, they're not singing Lone Star. Thank goodness. For this, when Lone Star sings, Lone Star is great. When other people sing Lone Star, it's not great.
He means me.
Yes, I do. They're singing blues, but then when they start singing Rawhide, then they all start cheering, and then they sing Rawhide like 72 times. Everybody gets drunk, and then they get paid at the end. But they drank all of the beer. They drank their equivalent of their payment for playing music in beer, so they didn't get paid.
So then what happens?
Well, they left, and then the Good Old Boys, the band that was supposed to play the country, we're the Good Old Boys. They show
that
up.
what was it
They
the
were the
Good
Good Old
Old
Boys.
Boys?
That
Okay.
was the name of the band.
Yeah.
They show up to Bob's Country Bunker, and they had, since the Blues Brothers had sort of taken their gig, they were mad at them. So the Blues Brothers band was not only being chased by Illinois Nazis, they were also being chased by the Good Old Boys down through Wacker Drive. And
You ever watch the Blues Brothers?
I have. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know.
I also have a real love for T-shirts too, but I can't wear mine on. I used to have like a T-shirt contest, and no, mine are a little bit more lewd and crude, and I don't know.
I made lewd ones, I don't think.
Ooh, I bet you do.
I don't know. Well, I've got the Richard Nixon one I haven't busted out yet. It's kind of lewd.
Okay, so when you get to wear yours, then I can wear mine.
Sure.
It's Club Muddy.
Sure.
Of course, anything
goes.
goes on Club Muddy.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, all right. I'll have to dig that. I've got one. Actually, Ellen got me one that I'm going to wear next week, and because I had to throw a bunch out.
See, is this kind of like when Bill Cosby was doing the Cosby Show? And
No,
he
it's
would
really
wear the
not like
different-
Bill. I'm not really not like Bill Cosby
He would
at all.
wear the
but go
different
ahead.
colleges, all of the different college sweatshirts. Is this what?
Yeah,
Except
yeah.
So the sweatshirt, yes. Bill Cosby, no.
Yes. Brittany, your Jello pudding's over there in the thing if you want to have some.
You know how
Have a
much
Coke
I
and
like
a
Jell-O
have a Coke and a smile.
And shut the bleep up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, Bill. Bill got in some trouble. So anyway.
We should shut the bleep up now and
And bring in
introduce
our guest.
Our guest, yes. So anyway, but again, he is not a Nepo baby. He's been working for us for a little over a month, and he's been doing a great job, and you get to meet him right after this.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
A&B Properties is Quincy's largest apartment rental company with hundreds of units available. They offer short-term and long-term rentals with 1 up to 4-bedroom apartments. A&B Properties meets the needs of its tenants with care, compassion, and a quality of service that exceeds expectations. A&B Properties also has a convenient tenant app for you to do your payments or make repair requests. Give them a call today. A&B Properties, 217-919-8080, Quincy.
The customary pickle shot without Ashley.
Do you need a photo of? Hold.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
He says, no, we're rolling.
We're rolling. I can screen capture it.
Please let me get me photo. I'll get a photo for. Hold on. Let me zoom. There we go. I'll just
wash it down.
It tastes like the scoreboard cheeseburger that I had earlier. But I don't know, the scoreboard cheeseburger tastes better. I'm going to say that.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. But
It does taste better.
Yeah. But,
Are the scoreboard pickle shots better?
man, don't put me on the spot like that. I argue with him all the time about that. A pickle shot at Muddy River is just different than a pickle shot.
That's some highbrow philosophy right there. A
I
pickle
like,
shot is better than this.
I like my high brows. I draw them on.
Yeah, but you don't pay for the brows. You pay for the
Eyelashes.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I have nervous tics and I pick at things, so I have to fix things.
Shane Hulsey, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Hulsey, not Hussey.
Yes.
How many times have I said his last name right or wrong? And
Well, you and Ashley.
Hulsey.
Hussey was the funny one.
Hussey.
Because you and Ashley both did that, so that was funny. So, but as I said before the break, you've been with us a little more than a month, and you're still here. I think that says something.
Yeah, it says at least a little bit.
So, are you enjoying this more than you enjoyed TV in Cape Girardeau?
Yes. I've always said Quincy was kind of my second home, and I still believe that, and this last month has only reinforced that.
And your primary home is?
Wentzville. About a hour and a half, hour 45, depending on how fast you drive.
Wentzville's right outside of St. Louis, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
what's the population of Wentzville?
It's
Ish.
probably doubled in the last 15 years.
Blown up. St. Charles County.
60,000, I'd say, probably.
St. Charles County is one of the fastest growing, has been traditionally one of the fastest growing counties in the country, like the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And Wentzville is probably, if not the fastest growing state or fastest growing city in the country, then right up there. So
Really?
But I wonder how many of those people are people who moved from St. Louis City and St. Louis County to St. Charles County.
Good portion of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that population's
Yeah.
Really?
dropping. Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
The metro area is still all in the same metro area, true. So, but yeah, so, and then again, so then Quincy University by way of Wentzville, and you were recommended to, why did you choose Quincy University? The ladies earlier this week had a discussion following David's report after the Post-Dispatch report on the financials of Quincy University, and of course, Dr. McGee came and spoke to us to explain that. What drew you to QU?
Well, I can credit Mr. David Adam for drawing me to Quincy in the first place, and then as soon I always wanted to go to a smaller school that was fairly close to home, but not right out my back door.
Lindenwood, not the answer.
No, I considered them, and then some things happened that kind of swayed me away from them. It just felt like, I know everybody says this, it's so cliche, but it felt like where I needed to be. And they had the program I wanted to go into. I knew the class sizes weren't going to be that big. It was close to home, but still far away to where I didn't feel like I was still at home necessarily. So it just felt like where I needed to be. And then after I was here for my freshman year, I'm like, yeah, I made the right choice.
What was your favorite thing to do while you were in college, outside of college, here in Quincy?
To be honest, I was always kind of a homebody, didn't really go out that much.
Like a dorm body?
Gamer?
I a little bit.
Calling him out.
I was always, and
asking
this would
questions.
surprise people with being in the profession I am. I was always kind of a quiet kid, I was kind of shy, and then I think college kind of
Brought it out of you?
Yeah, a little bit. Then my senior year, I always, the first month or two I was here, everybody thought I was on the baseball team because I just hung out with baseball players, I guess that's just who the...
Wait, you weren't on the baseball team?
No.
Played baseball in high
I
school.
played baseball for David Adams' brother, Joel.
I'm surprised that.
Full
And this was
circle.
Wentzville High, correct? Or was it
Wentzville
Holt?
Holt.
It was Holt.
Holt.
So, There were no
5 years ago.
Okay, there were no pickle shots in the Holt dugout, correct?
No.
Okay.
What are pickle shots?
And if there were, Joel doesn't need to know about it.
The pickle shots are going to be in the video before this, so they will. Your secret is out, so busted.
Customary.
Yeah. So I think that so you came up here, and when Matt, we needed to give Matt some help because it's a big job, and was a one-man band pretty much, and we would all jump in and try to help when we could. And you mentioned you to him, and then David. And David, you had this past history with him and David, and that made it pretty easy once you and I sat down and had our conversation. And thank God Ashley and Brittany didn't scare you off that first day. So
I'll say on that first day, he won me over with and he said it already, but the Quincy being his second home.
Right.
Like, I don't hear a lot of people saying that attend college at places. As the bartender, I wait on these people. I hear a lot of people with the "I'm not impressed" thing. So that's digging, and it sucks because you can't say that about my hometown. This is like, you got to be Quincy to be able to say that. Like, you can't come in here and diss the place. So it's really awesome hearing just the positivity behind it. Like, when he was like, "This is my second home," and I was like, "Oh, Shaney Waney."
another new nickname, Shaney Waney. And that one I hadn't heard yet.
Not the worst.
Oh, Ashley deemed him that.
Oh,
That
I
was
didn't know
not
that.
me.
I haven't heard that though.
Oh.
That's good. I haven't.
Okay.
Just haven't.
I can't take
Shane,
credit.
and along with being the sports, working in the sports department, Shane is also going to have to do some news work here. One of the things he does now is he produces the Daily Muddy for us on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
And
so
that was fun yesterday.
And they had a ball as I was
fun.
looking at the tape he sent and just
God,
shaking
I'm
my
so
head.
sorry.
And it was fine. It was fine.
I am Ron Burgundy, basically, is what I said.
I'm Ron
There is a
Burgundy.
reason why every time I have to introduce myself to the guests when they come in here, I'm like, "Oh, did you think you were getting Ashley today? You got the B team. B for Brittany." But
It was fine.
yeah,
you did
I'm
great.
just not in that. It's not me to. Once I start talking to you guys, I think it's great. These lights are still making my armpits sweat and all that stuff. But when I have to look directly into the camera and say a line, it is like a ba da ba, a ba da ba. Yeah, and that's how it goes.
You're doing fine. You like Ashley. You've gotten much better as the time's gone along.
Ashley is a natural.
So-
Shane's a natural too.
Shane is
though.
a natural. Yes,
I've noticed
He's-
this.
Yeah, so he's going to be doing working on a podcast with us this fall. So that's going to for sports. So that's going to be fun. You also again when we were talking earlier, David had mentioned you came to your faculty director or advisor or whatever, and it was Nora Baldner, and of course known Nora for years, and she's been on this podcast of course as well. And I told her that we had hired her, and I said, just so you know, I hired him despite him liking you, and she just laughed. So we've got this kind of relationship. So, but yeah, no. So, but anyway, no. It's been. I think it's been a good fit. Again, you found a place to live, so you're not on David's couch anymore. So that's good. Actually, you had your own room. You had your own room.
He did have a bed.
You had your own room.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Any stories from David's house?
What?
When David sits down, puts on the smoking jacket, pours the Cavassier, and starts saying, "Okay, now it's time to see what we can get on here at Club Adam." Wiki.
From about 8:30, 9 o'clock to about midnight, just about every night, you can find David on the couch, me in the recliner, a ball game on television. We're sitting there working.
There you go.
Would you fight over the ball game? Like what?
It was usually both.
Yeah.
One wanted to
Okay.
watch, the other wanted to
Both
watch.
Cardinals fans, so
Okay.
that's easy.
You know,
And he had the ability to watch the Cardinals at home, which I don't right now, even though they haven't been great. Still, the whole they got to figure out this whole Bally Sports, Diamond Sports thing. It's just a total pain in the butt.
yeah.
Because you can't. Because if you have Comcast, you can't watch them now, right?
I splurge off my grandparents' Charter Spectrum account to be able to watch.
I'm
it.
sure no one from Charter or Spectrum's watching right now, so you're fine.
But you can get it on Direct or Dish, or how does that go? 'Cause I know we can get it,
DirecTV, I believe you still can.
but you have to pay extra or something.
I haven't had DirecTV
Who
for
is making
2
us
years.
pay extra to see these crappy teams?
Right?
I'm just saying this, but because you're fair weather fanning. They're going to be great in like 2 years, and then you're going to be like, "Oh, it's a Cardinals
we've
fan."
I'm a fan.
We've been
We
spoiled
have
my
been
whole
spoiled.
life.
Yes,
So
I mean,
I can't complain.
When I first started in the mid '70s, they were really bad, and I would go to games in Old Busch Stadium, and there'd be like 5,000 people there, and so it was just they weren't. I mean, the mid '70s, you had Lou Brock. After Gibson retired, it was Lou Brock, and you had nothing else. And then Whitey came and changed the whole darn thing. So that's when we all really kind of fell in love with it more. And again, yes, except for a dry spell in the '90s, it's been pretty good up until these last couple of years. So yeah, I totally admit I'm spoiled, and I know what my Cub fans felt like for a good 100 years before 2016. So
Yeah, we're getting a taste of it.
Bonding.
I mean, like it's not can't even
Yes,
call it an
I'm bonding.
appetizer. Hardly.
Well, no, I just hope that again, it's a long season, and
God,
maybe
they're so
we'll-
long.
They're 162
Those
games.
seasons like this remind you just how long a baseball season is. We're a quarter of the way through the season.
But so when I was in high school and college in the in the 80s, when the 82 team, the 85 team, and the 87 team, it was great because August and September meant something. You'd be you'd have a class, and as soon as you get out of class, you maybe didn't go to class if it conflicted with a NL Championship Series game or something. And I had a friend of mine who in '85 were sitting in. This was the only year I lived in the dorm at Mizzou, and Jack Clark came up to bat, and my friend left the room. Like, where are you going? He's like, Jack Clark strikes out when I watch. I don't want Jack Clark bat. Jack Clark left the room. Jack Clark hit the home run off
Oh,
Aiden
my
Fuhrer.
goodness.
And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And we're sitting there drinking our
Do you
whatever
believe in that
crappy
stuff?
beer we were drinking. Sometimes I will. I do have a few. I mean, I have a few quirks, and there are some things I do. Like, okay, yeah. I mean, I always put on my left sock and shoe before my right sock and shoe. And there are just other things, and so there are some things. Yes, I'm
Is
not.
that a sports thing or like a?
No, that's just a Bob
Okay.
thing. And
Well, I just meant like for like thinking that you're helping the team win in some way by
Oh, yeah.
doing something.
No, there's some of
Does
that,
your
too.
left
Yeah.
sock do that?
the left sock makes my day is going to be okay. It means, okay, I'm off to a good start here. Well, we have a good day today. Or making sure that the volume on the car radio or the TV is always on an even number.
Yes.
Or a double number.
Yes.
Or 13. Or
An
things
even
like that.
number or a
Yeah.
multiplier of 10.
Mine
or
have to
five.
be.
five,
Mine's
yes.
multipliers of 5 on.
I'm not
Yeah.
OCD at all. I'm just saying that.
Okay, what about you? Do you feel like you do something that makes a sports team win?
When it
Do you wear
comes to
lucky
that,
underwear, Shane?
No, I don't. I do not. I always I have a Stan Musial jersey that I wear to Cardinal games. They usually more times than not seem to win when I wear that jersey for whatever reason. I don't know why. So it's been with being in college, I didn't always have all my jerseys with me. So there were times where I couldn't wear it and they lost. So typically that jersey tends to, for whatever reason, I wore it on opening day and they won. So
Any
I don't know.
lucky like tidbits that you bring with you to the field yourself when you're reporting, or
I can't say that I do. I was more superstitious when I actually played baseball. I had my superstitions then, but I'm not a maybe a little stitious, but I'm not superstitious. So,
is baseball then the number one sport for you
yeah, it was always the sport I liked playing the most.
to play, report, all
Yeah.
the? Okay, then what's number 2?
I'd say football.
Really?
I didn't play. I only played football for a couple of years. Football and basketball would have to be probably, honestly, a tie for second.
Who's your football team? Your doppelgangers.
Well,
You don't know who his doppelganger is?
No,
Oh my gosh, really?
no.
Aaron Rodgers.
His doppelganger's Tyler Tomlinson.
That is what I. Oh my gosh! So I said that in the office the other day, and David was like, "No, no."
the Rams were my team, and I tried my hardest that first year when they were in LA. It just did not.
The
feel
Rams were
the
your
same.
team before the move.
Before the move. I always said having a crappy football team to watch was better than having no football team. And so I started watching football when it was probably around 2005, 2006.
When they
Best
really
I can
started to
remember
go in the
when
tank.
they started.
Yeah. And they were tanking to so
from,
they
from
would
then
move.
until they left for LA. I mean, it was a celebration if you won 4 games.
Yeah.
So now
So-
it's like the low. I don't know if the locale football team be like. Would it be the Bears or would it be the Chiefs?
It's pretty. I mean, since the Chiefs have been so good, there's a lot more Chiefs fans than there used to be around here. You know, there used to be a lot of Bears fans, and first go back, there were less St. Louis Cardinal fans when the Cardinal football team was here.
Yeah.
Then they left.
Wait, where was that? Sorry,
They played at Busch
They
Stadium.
played Busch Stadium.
the Cardinal.
Football
St. Louis
team
Football Cardinals.
that is now in Arizona.
Yes.
They left.
long ago?
1987. They left.
Oh, I was but a wee. Shane, you weren't even born. Were you?
87? No.
Oh.
No.
I was
No.
just. I don't remember.
That wasn't
that.
even a
No.
thought in 1987.
No, I was in college in '87 when they left, and one of the things that that the St. Louis media talked, because there was a lot of apathy about the Cardinals football team, and because back then '87, I mean, again, baseball was king. And it still is, but it was really king then because everybody hated Bill Bidwell. The Cardinals football team had been terrible, and people were like, go, we'll get another team someday. And the Post-Dispatch had a poll that said, and Jack Clark, who was a Cardinals slugger in the early 80s, signed a free agent contract and left. He went to the Yankees. And Yankees? Padres? Anyway, he left because I know he played for a few teams after that. The Post-Dispatch ran a poll that said, which is the bigger loss, Jack Clark of losing the baseball Cardinals losing Jack Clark or the city of St. Louis losing the football Cardinals, and Jack Clark won that poll like 75-25. So it's like they didn't care. And then so they went from 87 to 95. They got the football card for the Rams. They got the Rams in 95 when they moved from LA. So we had them for 20, however long we had them, and then they left. So yeah, and I mean, you know, you see the team they have now, the Battlehawks in the minor league, the UFL, and they're drawing They draw more fans than like all the other teams combined. It's proof that St. Louis would support a winner and would support a football team. So they'll support a football team if the football team actually looks like it's going to try. But the NFL will,
And I think it was more one person than the entire.
oh, absolutely.
Ooh,
football
call
team.
it out. I want to know.
I think
Spill the tea.
everybody that's rhymes with crayon snonky. I'll
I have
say
no
that.
idea.
Stan Kroenke, the guy that owned the Rams, he wanted to move them to LA all along. He wanted to build a gazillion dollar
Is
stadium
that where his
out
wife
there.
was from?
No, he and his wife were native Missourians.
Huh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
So
Okay, so I want to step back on what you just said about the baseball, football, and it's well known that baseball is the king. Is that is that the overall? I don't know how to frame the question. Does that bring in more than football? Is that really the number one American USA
No,
sport?
the
The
NFL
NFL's king.
The
The
NFL
NFL will back, 60, 70 years ago it was baseball.
I think football has been king since the 70s.
Yeah.
Where does NBA fall in with
NBA is
that?
number 2 right now, I
Yeah.
would think.
Yeah.
So then
baseball's
is-
probably number 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because
But
the NBA, you get a lot of. You don't. The NBA, I think, lends itself more to fans being fans of players instead of teams, and like they're a LeBron fan or they're a Steph. Like they don't really root
or
for a
Caitlin
team.
Clark
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
I love how they're
Yeah.
saying the name now.
Yeah. So I think the NBA lends itself to that and thus keeps fans interested. And it's baseball game. I mean,
Baseball
you've seen the changes
teams.
baseball's tried to make with, trying to shorten games and get more action in the game. I think with the attention spans of younger people especially, they're drawn more to basketball. They're drawn more to football than they are baseball.
That
just
is so
because-
true about attention span. Like, I mean, just
Yeah.
even in movies or shows, sometimes when I'm looking for something to watch, it's like, well, I kind of like those 30-minute shows because that way I can then tend to my phone because I have to for whatever reason. But not everyone has to, too. It's just human nature. We're all doing that. So when you see that 2.5-hour long movie where it requires your whole attention span, you're like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I think that's part of it.
I go plug my phone, put my phone in my bedroom, plug it in, and then go in the living room and try to watch it without the phone. I'll do that a lot.
And that's when you have
That's
35
a new
text
thing.
messages from Brittany.
Yeah, that's
The place is blowing
Yeah,
up.
and I forgot my watch, and then today, but then
Yeah.
so now that I got the watch, I put the phone in there, and then I look down, it's like ding, ding, ding. I'm like, stop it, just leave me alone. I want to just watch this movie or this podcast
Yeah.
or whatever. So
Speaking
seems to be the new
of
thing.
outside of sports, let's learn a little bit about Shane outside of sports real quick.
There's not a whole lot.
What? So,
he's leaving here to play golf.
really?
Yes.
Okay, favorite movie? Like we were just talking about.
Well, my favorite movie's Field of Dreams.
I knew he was
so-
gonna say
or
that. Like,
if
I
we're
knew he was gonna
if we're
say
going
that.
non-sports, I'll go Anchorman or Step Brothers.
Oh, I love that you love Anchorman. It's like we're gonna be best friends.
Step
And
Brothers, right?
that's Step Brothers,
All right.
but now that we've moved things, there's so much room for activities. That's Step Brothers.
Okay.
The Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah.
The Catalina wine mixer too. We were talking about that. QU, full circle. Did you go on the bar crawl when you were?
No, my junior year was COVID,
Oh.
and they didn't. As far as I know, they didn't have it my senior
So
year.
so COVID killed the Catalina wine mixer of bar crawls in Quincy, which was the QU bar crawl. I'm guessing, I don't know, but yeah, as a bartender, I haven't seen them myself. That was a huge thing. Was the bar crawl from QU, and that's sad that it's not a thing. Maybe we need to bring it back.
We being who?
Yes,
Muddy
and how would this
River
happen?
News.
How?
I don't know.
We're
We
not
can-
college students.
We can sponsor it and make T-shirts and bring it back so there's more than 8 people going to these things, and then that brings revenue to our local bars.
Okay, you
And when
work,
we
you work with
direct
your QU connections and see if they want to
I'll
do
try.
that. There you go.
His QU connection.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, work with your QU connections and sure,
Oh, we
we'll
got this.
take a
We're
look
bringing
at
back
it.
the Catalina wine mixer.
I'll pull as many strings as I can. I'm not sure how many there are to pull.
No, I think that sounds like fun. Sure, we'll be a part of it. I'm just go along. I'm a go along to get along guy. What can I say?
I love it.
So, well, again, welcome, and I'm glad that have you on the team. And again, I think that you've been a valuable asset so far, and I think you're going to continue to do so. And again, I'm glad you found a place to live, and we won't tell people where it is so you don't get stalked. But he is close enough to several eating and drinking establishments that he'll be fine. It won't be like
He
The
won't
Bachelor.
Yeah.
He won't starve or
I
die
can
first.
stumble to a
Yeah.
handful of places.
Yes,
if I
very
have
much
to.
so. So you could even stumble to Spring Street if you had to.
Yeah.
Catalina wine mixer.
Well, all right. Well, Shane Hulsey, go get as many holes in as you can before the sun goes
Yep.
down. Again, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.